Hello, race fans, and welcome to All Camper East coverage of the Sam Maxwell Customs ASRS Truck Series. After another couple of weeks off, we hope you are ready for 4 straight weeks of bumper-to-bumper action, kicking off with tonight's race, the LA Sim Sport 125 here under the lights at the Kansas Motor Speedway. 36 trucks will battle for 84 laps around this mile-and-a-half track. Last time the Sam Maxwell Customs ASRS Truck Series was on the track, we saw our first repeat winner on the year in Zachary Bosnich. He took home the checkered flag at Richmond. Currently, we have a couple of contenders for the championship out of the server right now. Not going to be able to make tonight's race. The one of Jason Stewart, position number 2 in the points, 4 behind current points leader Jim Foose, is not going to be able to make it tonight. And there's a couple of other ones. The 77, I think that's Alex Geese, if I'm not mistaken. He is not going to be able to make it tonight as well. Right now, we are watching qualifying happen, just underway here. And joining me tonight in the booth, as always, is Katie Reed. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I'm ready to get going. This is one of our favorite series to call and to watch, and I think these guys are going to keep on putting these great shows on for us, and I think tonight at Kansas will be no different.
Right now, the pole has been switching hands pretty back and forth here. Provisional pole sitter right now, the of Devin Sarah, second place finisher at Richmond a couple of weeks ago. 1/100th of a second faster than the 87 of Jacob Cochran. Provisional P2 right now. Michael Atkins Jr. looking at third. Pete Baskins in the number 3 truck in fourth. And Ty Hesser rounding out your top 5 right now. Still got a couple of trucks qualify. As I say that, John Kennedy in the 89 pops up into the 4th position. Going to move Pete Baskins down to 5th. And just about 4 more trucks left. Take time here. Everybody's running about 2 laps around the mile-and-a-half track here, and we're going to see some interesting strategy here. I believe the fuel window is about 27 to 30 laps. We got 84 laps. It's just about 3 stop on the night, so we'll be looking forward to getting the action underway here in just under 2 minutes.
Yeah, I find it interesting that our top practice driver here, Justin Brown, in the 81 practice at a 29.75 qualifying lap, the last on the chart at 30.430. That is a massive turnaround. I'm not quite sure what happened, but he isn't the only top practice driver that qualified not as good as they did earlier on in the evening. Brown in the 48 qualified 14th after practicing second. And we have some same that have switched it around the other way. Lee Staples in the 64, he practiced 37th on the night and came out to qualify in 9th. So an interesting field stacking up here. We have a couple of guys switching places.
Yeah, got a couple of guys out here that actually run for LA Sim Sport, tonight's race sponsor. And the 64, Lee Staples, one of those drivers. The 24, Alan Young, as well as the 70 of Jonathan Holstein as well. All 3 of those drivers, I'd like to thank them for sponsoring a nice race. And I would imagine everybody at the Sam Maxwell Customs ASRS Truck Series would like to do as well. Wrapping up qualifying here. Katie, what's the weather looking like for tonight?
Yeah, looking pretty good in terms of for these guys because it's pretty overcast right now. The temperature has stayed around 65 for both the air and the track temp. The winds have not been so bad, going from about 2 to 7 throughout the evening, and humidity's been pretty good, 42%. And I'd say it's not so bad. They're going to have a lot of grip here tonight, and they're going to need it because a lot of these trucks earlier on are going to have to get by on these restarts. I think that's where they're going to take most advantage of these spots, but who knows, it could cause some craziness on the track.
All right, qualifying is over. The grid is set for tonight's action. Going to wait for a few more of these trucks to show up on the pit lane, and then we're going to run down your starting lineup for tonight's LA Sim Sport 125. All right, and just to let everybody know who is watching the broadcast right now, the YouTube servers are having a little bit of issues. It's always great to have a broadcaster in one of these things because it always messes up a little bit, but I'm pretty sure they are working to get all of those issues fixed. I noticed a couple of other live streams tonight were having the same issues. As the starting grid is on the screen, you got the 20 of Devin Sarah going to roll off in position number 1. The 87, Jacob Cochran in second. Michael Atkins Jr. in the 44 rolling off in third. John Kennedy in fourth. And Pete Baskins going to round out your top 5. Outside of row number 3 is going to be the 56 of Chad Finley. Ty Hester right behind him in 7th. To his outside, Robbie Baskins in 8th. Lee Staples 9th. And Tom Giannini rolling off in the 10th position. 11th goes to the 22 of Danny Rogers. Thomas Wagner in 12th. Jordan Harnish in 13th. Brad Cross 14th. Mitch Brown in 15th. You got Zach Coyer, Stephen Trombley, and last week's winner, two-time winner on the year, the 91 is Zachary Bosnich rolling off in 18th. Alan Young in that 24 machine rolling off 19th, and 20th goes to Jonathan Holstein. Sam Maxwell 21st, Justin Vaughn in 22nd, Kevin Mingus 23rd, Andy Diablo in 24th, Chris Titus 25th. And then you have Tim Knott 26th, Brian Chrisman in 27th, Dan Matthews 28th, 29th goes to Zach Calloway, and Jared Mogard rolling off in the 30th spot. Then you have, we have a wreck on the front stretch. The 87 has wrecked 20. Gonna really quickly give you the rest of the grid right now. Jim Fusen 31st, 32nd, Scott Haller, Nick Kaufman, Justin Brown, and Scott Smith with I believe would be that's going to be the end of your field. But we've already had major issues out here. The 20, the pole sitter, and the 87 got tangled out of pit road. And looking right now, the 22's wrecking back here as well. Danny Rogers, don't know what's going on with that. His car is off. Getting ready to get underway here. Green flag is out at Kansas for the LA Sim Sport 125. There's a bunch of dust on the track as this is getting underway. 20, you can tell he is definitely hurt. He is down on power. Tough break for Devin Sarah. I don't know if the admin's going to try to restart this session or what's going to happen, but right now it looks like the 44 Michael Atkins Jr. is going to be your leader right quick as we're going to complete lap 1 here. Sim Racing Apps number 44 Chevrolet to the point.
Yeah, they were 3 wide for a moment there. That was extremely crazy going on. And the 22 had issues with hardware as well. So 2 drivers taken out early, the 87 and the 22. We will catch up with them when we get a chance. But right now, still a battle for the lead. The 44, Michael Atkins Jr. battling with the 89 of John Kennedy, making a run out front. 56 trying to make his way through as well. Chad Finley and the Budweiser truck. Looks like the 44 is just going to be able to settle into third before the 3 of Pete Baskins is going to get to him.
Yeah, we got major calamity back here. The 20, Todd Sarah, actually going to be our in-race reporter tonight, and I'm pretty sure we do not want to get up with him the next couple of laps. Does get into the 70 a little bit.
Almost turned the 70, yeah.
But he's been dropping like a rock ever since the beginning of the race. The 87 really did a number on that Speed Coast Chevrolet
Leaders
Silverado.
Still battling. Wow, back and forth they go. The 56 just made the pass, and the 89. John said that he was not ready to give that up. It came to a beautiful crossover. back into turn 1 and 2 they go, out onto the back stretch. The 56 has the run. The 89 cleared him for just a moment, but they continue with these crossover moves, and it's still 2x2 up front.
Yeah, you got them battling. You got the 36 battling with the 44. Michael Atkins seems to be a little bit off this. Now, around Kansas, from my experience, the preferred line is the high line. With these, I believe these are fixed racing setups, so we should be seeing them trying to run the high line pretty soon, but it's not hurting the 56. You got Pete Baskins up to second in front of John Kennedy.
2 hits the wall.
Ooh,
Jordan Harnish.
Yeah. Driver from
New to the series as well.
That's Maine. For Alpha Tango Racing, he's teammates with that 36, who he was just lucky enough to miss. But Ty Hester putting a lot of pressure on the 89 up front, as we do have a couple of side-by-side back behind him. But for third on the track right now, that 36 underneath the 89. John Kennedy, there's just action all over the place.
Everywhere. Yeah, this is insane. These guys are still side-by-side. The 89, once the low lane, just not going to be able to get there with the 36 inside of him. Ty Hester doing a great job trying to get this right now. Ty actually started in 7th, has made his way up to 4th so far, trying to take 3rd.
But the good thing is that the leader is not pulling away from these guys as they're still sitting back here battling. I know Pete Baskins, that number 3 Under Armour Chevrolet, ready to get up there and try to battle with Chad Finley, who is our current leader. But I mean, Ty and John right now are putting on a really great show back here. 2 Toyotas battling, coming off of 4, still side by side.
Yeah, John Kennedy has led a lap this race. Trying to get back up front, but just not able to hold it on the outside. The 6 is easily going to get the slide up off. The 89 thinking about a crossover, but he says he's going to push him into the corner. You don't want to push him too far because that could just backfire.
Back behind him, 48 and 44 battling. Mitch Brown making his way up all the way from 15th up to the 6th spot right now, taking over 5th as they cross the line. And that tide ride, he's definitely got a good motor underneath that one. Sam Maxwell just passes something going into 1.
Yeah, you talk about someone gaining position. Sam Maxwell qualified 21st, all the way up to 6th, trying to get there right now. He's losing a few positions on the outside. They have the run up top, but that 98 is coming with a head of steam. We have a caution now. Oh, 13. Ryan Chrisman, I believe, new to the series as well. See what caused that. I think he just got loose. Oh, no.
No, ran the apron a little bit. Before that, he was on the apron entering turn 1. I just cut just a little bit too much, ran up into the 80 of Nick Kaufman and came off the wall.
Bouncing. Thanking God right now. Oh man, that 13 wanted to hit him so bad, and he just spy. But yeah, you're right. That 13 just getting loose by himself, and unfortunately, 80 got caught up in that.
Right, should be seeing stops getting ready to happen here. Working lap 10 out of the scheduled 84 on the night. Chad Finley looks like he's going to lead everybody down to pit road. I know one truck that is very happy to see this, the 20 of Devin Sarah, to see if he can get some of that damage repaired from the pace lap incident that he had.
Yeah, from the 87, who's actually only a few spots behind him right now, but either way, we're going to bring it on in. Every single person is pitting. We've completed 10 laps so far. I believe our first taker of the night staying out is the 21 of Scott Smith.
He was mired back there pretty far back. Bosnitz misses his pit.
Yeah, just clean missed it. The 87 should receive here. He was 7 laps down, but...
Ooh. 3, 56, 36, 48, 89, race off pit road. I think Tom Giannini, 2 tires on that one.
Yeah, pit stop of 8 seconds. Yeah, he did, just right sides. He's taking over Carl Burke's job right now.
Oh, yeah. Mr. 2-tire.
Hey, if there was ever a time to test it, it would be right now. Although you've got 10 laps on your left. We'll see how that works out for him. The 91 should come in. I don't know if he'll try and stay out on all old tires, but it's going to test people up front. One, Scott Smith stayed out. He did not lead a lap and won't lead one this time. So I believe, I'm not really quite sure how that paid off, but either way, he's going to bring it in this time.
He's probably banking on a lot more people staying out. And
Yeah, quite possibly.
He did qualify 35th, so he started last on the night. But Bosnich, two-time winner in the series, no tire taken right now. He's going to have his work cut out for him, but he does have the security of the 2 wins to pretty much just about guarantee him a lock into the chase at the end of the year. So going to be looking to see how that 91 speed Vegas Toyota does here, but he does have that Best Buy 33 behind him of Giannini. Pete Baskin's going to line back up on inside of row number 2, and so far our laps led leader, the 56 of Chad Finley, gonna roll off on the outside.
I think we
2.
have a black flag. The 64 of Lee Staples came off pit lane in 12th position, right in front of Justin Vaughn, and he is now faded all the way to the back in 32nd. So I believe he has received a black flag for speeding on pit lane, but he is not working out well for him this early on.
I'm going to see if the lights go off the pace car this time by. They should. Everybody's getting ready to stack up 2 by 2. Going to bring them back to the green flag next time around.
Ooh, the 20 of Devin Sarah pitting again. He is out back. He has gone down 1 lap. So if all things work out, he should get the lucky dog next caution.
Yeah, tough
Keep
break
an
for
eye
him.
on that.
Yeah, tough break for him. I mean, starting on the pole and then, I mean, the most, I want to say that's one of the weirdest pace laps I've ever seen in my life on the service.
2 different incidents of hardware issues, which is, it's not unknown. I mean, we've seen it happen before. It's just, it's so rare that it happens twice on the pace lap. It's pretty interesting. And up front as well. I mean, that was your, I believe that was your 2nd lane, so your 2nd row. So we'll see what happens here. But the 91 on old tires, the 33 on 2. See how they can hold off all those fresh tires behind them.
Definitely hungry. That outside lane spaced out right now. As we are coming back, the green flag. Pace car is off. Bosnich has control of the field, and he's down and away. Green flag. Back out into the air here in Kansas. Good jump by the 91.
Great jump by the 91. The 33 out as well on those tires. 3, it's the first one on 4. Going to file into the 3rd position. 56 going to get clear. This is completely different than our first start where the top 5 was basically bumper to bumper. Your first battle goes all the way back to 5th position here. The 44 up on the high side. 36 trying to test it early.
Yeah, Ty Hester making those new tires work there on the bottom of the racetrack. 44 trying to save a little bit. Caution's back out on the speedway. Looking towards the back. It was a big checkup somewhere.
Yeah, it was a massive checkup throughout the field. I'm looking for the hurt truck.
The 04 and the 5 got into it back here. So I'm not sure if that's what happened, but I believe the 48 was calling something out as well.
Yeah, that had to be it. The 04 and the 5, they caught it, which is why we didn't know who wrecked, because they did a great job at catching both those trucks. They were both sideways. The trucks behind them could see the numbers on the side of their trucks. That 04, and I mean, I am impressed, and nobody hit them. Nobody hit them, which is extremely impressive. Wow.
Yeah. Looks to be the result of the 13 being slow going off of 2, and I don't know how the 25 got around that. I believe that was the 25. But
yeah, the 64
great
of Lee
drive.
Staples almost got a little bit of that as well. Lee Staples had an interesting.
No takers this time around, except for probably a couple of stragglers in the back here. The 5 is definitely going to come in. The 46 of Robbie Baskins, that Nationwide Chevrolet, coming down to the attention of his crew as well. Qualified 8th, and he's mired back here in the back of the pack right now. So exactly a great start for that 46, but look for him to be rebounding here and try to grab him a top 10 by the end of the night.
And I'm really impressed with the 91, the way he was able to hang on with those old tires. We'll seriously see what he can do here with this next restart. But again, the 04 and the 5 really did some awesome saves there, both of them. And again, the 64 also almost took the 04 out, but luckily he was able to get out of the way. Devin Sarah almost involved in that incident as well. He's had a tough night already.
He definitely has. That will get him back on the lead lap, though, so that's a good thing for that 20.
Yeah.
So
we do apologize anyone watching on YouTube. It seems YouTube is just not liking us tonight and can't seem to get clear, so we do apologize for the technical difficulties.
yeah, like I was saying, I was watching my buddies over in the Nork League run on max speed, and I could watch about 2 seconds of the broadcast and then just buffer and buffer and buffer and buffer. So if we're starting, that's a step up.
Yeah, really is. Well, these guys they're double file, but the pace car lights are on, so these guys are clearly ready to go.
Yeah, most definitely. If we have another quick caution, we're going to try to do our in-race reporter. That would be the 20 of Devin Sarah. He was the highest qualifying driver from the positions through 18, the points. He will be picking the bracket that we pick from next week when we head off to Charlotte for the Sam Maxwell Customs 100. Another night race on the schedule. Love that place under the lights.
I think a lot of people do. It's a racetrack that's tough, but not tough enough for really, really good drivers to get a handle on. And as we know, they've got some great drivers in this series, so it should be a very exciting race. But before we get there, we got to compete here at Kansas. And we've got a couple of drivers here that are really battling it out for the lead, and we'll see what can happen here. The 91, he jumped all the way up from 18th qualifying effort, but he didn't do it on purpose. He ran through his pit stall, wasn't quite able to get there. He just completely missed it. So we'll see what he can do here, as well as the 33 up on the outside, Tom Giannini. See what these guys can do.
Pretty much a mirror image to the last restart here tonight. So gonna be a fun restart here. All right, pace car rolling the field into the turn number 3. About to go back under green conditions with a complete lap 18 when they hit the flag stand here in the middle of the front stretch. Zachary Bosnich has command of the field. Pace car's off. And the green flag is back out in the air once again here at Kansas. Great jump from Bosnich again. 56 pushing at 33 of Giannini down the front straight. And all you can see is a bunch of dust flying off as we enter into turn 1.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy for the 33. He had to be wishing the 56 would not only back off so he could save the position, but back off so he could save his truck. If something were to happen to the 3, though, side by side with the 36, this is getting interesting. Ty Hester driving it down there on the bottom. And who is that behind him but the 98 of Sam Maxwell, doing a beautiful job, especially taking advantage of these restarts here, moving up through the field. The 3, though, still stuck on the outside.
Ooh. Yeah, that was a little close there between the 98 and the 3. Getting into 1, 3 had to back out just a touch. He's still side by side with the 89 back here.
Yeah, 44 almost out of whack there a little bit.
Definitely trying to get in where they fit in at 3. Caution's out. Towards the back of the pack.
Oh, 5 of Scott Haller. The 5 involved. Let's see. Oh, no, Devin Sarah. It looked like the 5 got completely loose and almost tried to take out, not tried to, but was going to take
Oh,
out the 20.
no. 13 checked up in front of him. He had a good run on the 13. Yeah. So
Well, I
5
think
made
it,
a
it looked
big
like
J
the
turn.
5 had saved it, but the 20 coming up out of the corner was expecting the 5 to move up, and he just couldn't. So really, that was just a racing incident there. Everybody was trying to respond to what they felt and what they saw, and unfortunately, that really hurt the 5. Oh man. Well, let's get called back up to the pace car here. The 91 still not going to bring it in. The 56 giving a little bit of a bait going on at the front of the field. The first taker, I believe, is the 33 of Tom Giannini in that Best Buy Toyota. Bringing it on in about half and half up the field. Half staying out, half coming in. Pete Baskins making his way to his pit box. He qualified up, so his will be all the way towards the end here. But again, quite a bit staying out. No one had gone down a lap, a singular lap that time, so the Lucky Dog winner will be the 87 of Jacob Cochran, who again, for anyone just joining, he actually had a massive hiccup with his hardware at the beginning of this race on the pace lap before taking one green flag lap. His truck just pulled to the left, and he ended up taking himself and the 20 of Devin Sarah out as well.
Yeah, major major goof up there. But we're waiting on the 20 to out of his pit here. We're gonna bring him in. Devin Sarah, the in race reporter. Hold on. Come on. There he is. Devin Sarah, number 20 Speed Coast Chevrolet. You got a copy, bud?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, you have certainly had one of the most interesting nights out of anybody on the track tonight. How you feeling, bud?
Well, early on I've been a little bit frustrated. I'm trying to find speed in the car where I'm not sure I can, but I'm just trying to keep the composure, trying to run all these laps. If I do have speed, we got a lot of work to do, but a lot of these guys are shuffling around. I'm seeing a lot of 3 wide. I'm seeing a lot of sort of risky moves already, so I think it's going to be interesting to see how many caution laps we get here. But eventually, if I do have speed, I'll find out soon if I can run to that high side if we get on a green flag run.
Hey, Devin, Katie here. Do you expecting to use any sort of strategy to come up through the field, maybe on a yellow flag here soon, if one comes out, maybe staying out when everyone else comes in, or are you just trying to earn everything back you can under green?
Yeah, I think that'd be a strategy that could work for me. Obviously, I do want to come down and take tires, but if I need to, if I'm far back enough, that could work to stay out on a yellow, especially late into this race. But for now, the strategy is going to be just run out the laps in the back here, pit. If we get to it, pit under green, and get to that point later and worry about that. But right now, I just got to worry about keeping myself back here and holding it down. So I'll see what I can do later on here, though, in this race.
All right, bud. Well, there's only 2 ways that you can go, and one of them's up and one of them's to the garage. So let's hope it's the first one. Good luck the rest of your race, man. We'll check in with you later.
All right, thank you.
Again, that was the 20 of Ben Sarah here on the track. Again, he's starting in the back. He's currently in the 29th position here. And before we go green, I do want to mention we've lost a couple of drivers so far out of the race and should receive DNFs if they decide not to come out from the garage area. And that is the 22 of Danny Rogers. We've detailed his hardware issues earlier on. And the 2 of Jordan Harnish. Not quite sure what happened to him. He just pulled into his pit stall for a normal pit this caution and just decided to call it a night. He is left to the garage, so we will comment if he comes back in. But for now, we're going to go back green here. And again, the 91 on old tires.
I tell you what, there's a lot of angry flags out here tonight. But hopefully we can put all that beside us or beside them and get a good green flag run in as the pace car back off of the racing surface. Bosnitz down and away. Green flag back into the air.
Everybody's rolling.
as we're working lap 25 out of the 84 scheduled for the LA Sim Sport 125.
Yeah, the 91 getting a nice jump. Again, 36 going to get clear of the 56 behind him. Ty Hester still coming up through the field here. Qualified 7th has gained his way up to 2nd position. The 56, though, not going away here.
Nope, there he goes to the inside of Hester. It almost gives him a little bit of a tap. But Hester's going to run that middle lane, take over the 2nd position from Chad Finley.
Ooh, 24 side by side with 7 back here. This is for 6 on the track. That 24 almost clean took off. That 7, oh man, that was extremely close in the 94. If Kevin Mingus has the greatest seat in the house right now to watch this. This is crazy battle going on. 24 of Alan Young trying to move up through the field here. Alan qualified in 19th, moving up with Dustin, who qualified 22nd, so he's been following for most of the race through the field, but they're battling side by side up in front of him. The 44 up on the high side, not going to be able to get that spot from the 89 of John Kennedy.
Yeah, 24 going to move his way back to the inside up to 44. 44 going to have the momentum coming off. 7, a little bit of a tap to the back of Young coming off a turn number 2. That champion number 24, he's definitely got his work cut out for him. Still going to work the inside lane, though, trying to get around that 44 Chevrolet. And Justin Vaughn joining the party now underneath the 44. That 7-3M Chevrolet Silverado going to try and take over that 6th position. But we almost had 3 wide starting to brew back here. Brad Cross, somebody we haven't talked about a lot tonight, underneath the 94 of Kevin Mingus, working their way down the back straight, bringing Zach Coyer into 31 with him.
Yeah, Brad, we haven't talked about him, and again, that's the 46. Robbie Basson's at the bottom. He's had connection issues. He will go all the way back to the end of the pack here. But again, the 30, Brad Cross, haven't mentioned him much, but we should. He's 5th in points, 29 points behind our leader, Jim Boos. So he has had a great season so far, still trying to continue it. It looks like he's trying his best to pass that 44, but Michael Atkins Jr. up top going to hang on to that position.
Yeah, I think this is the point in the run where the tires are starting to fade, and that bottom is not going to be the preferred line around here anymore. You see that 44 still running a little bit of the middle, but we do have a battle for the lead. Ty Hester underneath Zach Bosnich, going to try and take over that top spot in that 36 Hitachi Toyota. He's still trying to work that inside lane. Bosnich's going to have the momentum coming off the high side. Drag racing down the back. Just about going to clear that 36. Back behind him, battle for 3rd, 89 and the 56 is side by side as well.
Ooh, 04, guys. Sorry, 04 in the back. Almost caused a caution there. A lot of drivers going to have to get caught up here. Battle still going on with our leaders, but they're going to catch traffic here much quicker than they thought.
Yeah, 56 going to get clear of the 89. John Kennedy fighting his way back on the outside. Going to have a good push of momentum out towards that wall, going through the turns. And you can see a couple of these trucks starting to migrate towards the top. 36 thought about it, but he's going to more dime in the corner than anything. Going to tuck in right behind our leader in the 91 Speed Vegas machine of Bosnich. Top 6, you can throw a blanket over.
Yeah, while that's happening, I am doing the crash that just happened. I am shocked that a caution did not come out. 3 trucks were completely sideways across the track, but either way, those leaders still battling. And you're right, this is an interesting battle because the 89 qualified up front dropped a little bit early on, but he's making his way back. The 91, I am impressed with the way he's able to hang on, and it goes to show you with his 2 wins so far this season what kind of driver he is, able to hang on with. He's got to have about 15 laps older tires than the rest of these guys.
Yeah, definitely making that high line work to his advantage. He's put about a 2 truck length gap on the 36 of Hester. Meanwhile, back behind him, battle for 4th, 24 underneath the 56. Trying to make it work. 24 is going to push up a little bit, and they're going to come off of the corner. Still side by side at the stripe. Get the advantage to Finley in that Budweiser Chevrolet, but back behind him, there is just a gaggle of cars. 36 still trying to battle for that lead, but unless the 91 slips up, he's not going to be able to get up there. And I believe Bosnich might be pitting this time.
Yeah, he's got to pit here soon because you can only go about 30 laps.
Yeah, here he comes.
On fuel, and he hasn't come in yet.
Here he comes off the race to surface down to the attention of his crew. So he's ran about 34 laps with, I don't know, 4 cautions for a couple of laps. So going to surrender lead back to over to Ty Hester, who will lead his first laps of the night. But I want to look back here to the 41 into 25. Tim Knott and Chris Titus battling side by side. Got Mitch Brown at 48 right behind him, trying to recover from having connection issues earlier in the race. And that tied Chevrolet.
Yeah, we're having a couple of guys having connection issues throughout the field. It seems quite a few guys struggling here tonight, as well as hardware issues, as we documented earlier on in this race. But again, Ty Hester leading here, and John Kennedy able to hang on in second, doing a great job. 24, Alan Young in
3
third.
wide on the backstretch. Road forces it 3 wide.
Ooh,
Caution is
wreck
out.
33, yeah.
Not for that, but Giannini hard into the outside wall. Sorry about that, Katie.
Oh, and the 81, no, you're right, the 81 of Justin Brown. And again, I go back to his qualifying effort. He practiced in first position, qualified all the way last. You've got to hurt for him.
Yeah, take a look at that 48 and start that back at about the middle of turn 1. Mitch Brown making a power move to the outside around the 25. That's Chris Titus and that Traxxas Toyota. And 25 ended up coming into him and getting a little squirrely, and that's what set off that chain reaction involving the 81 and the 33 with the 97 down there trying to avoid the wreck. That's where Giannini's crash came into play. So, woo!
Yeah, talk about perfect timing, not for them, but for the 91. Only went down 1 lap, so he will receive the lucky dog here.
Well, that is good for him, but I think you prefer to be out in the race lead after all of that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But everyone else is going to take his example and bring it on in whenever they get a chance here. Everyone coming down pit lane. We'll see. I think one person stayed out. Looking who that is. That is the 21 of Scott Smith again. The 21, Scott staying out. And again, there goes the 91 right on by. He will receive the lucky dog here.
Now, the bad thing is that everybody is going to be on the same tire as him now, because he had just got up to about almost full speed. Race off pit road, 36.89. Looks like the 30 beat the 24 out of pit lane, and the 98, Sam Maxwell, going to be your top 5. But the 91 didn't even get all the way up to speed before that caution came out. But they're pretty much going to be on the same tire. He might have a couple tenths of a gallon less on fuel.
Yeah, hopefully he'll get squared up here, but he has the speed. Obviously, he was holding off these guys with old tires, so he has the speed to come up through the field. We'll see what he can do here, but someone we haven't mentioned much, like, at all, is the 01 of Jared Mogard, up into the 7th position right now. I say 7th for now because the 21 of Scott Smith, as before, actually decided not to bring it in. I thought he would, but he is staying out this time. So Scott Smith going to continue to lead this field.
Yeah, he's trying to get his sponsor Fireball a little bit of TV time here. Pretty interesting truck, though. I must say that is one killer paint scheme on that thing.
Yeah, it looks really good. And a couple of these drivers have really, really good paint schemes. These guys trying to impress their sponsors here tonight, and they're doing a pretty good job. I'm looking through the field, a bunch of drivers looking clean, but some not so much. We had mentioned the 20 of Devin Serra with the damage that he had. We mentioned he started all the way at the back in 29th position. Look at where he's at on 2 tires. Took 2 tire stop that last pit stop, and he is up to 12th position.
Let's see here. Going back, championship leader Jim Fusen at 42 Chevrolet for J. Foose Motorsports. Still mired back in traffic after a 31st place qualifying effort. Obviously not his track. Right now, or the setup doesn't agree with him.
But we've seen this before.
Yeah.
Not necessarily him starting all the way in the back, but we've seen him start mid-pack, and he's right at the end. He is there. He is there at the front, and I think that's just who he is and how he is as a driver. And you know, there are other drivers that we know in NASCAR that go by that philosophy. So, you know, it happens. We'll see what he can do here. We'll pay attention to him, see what happens with the 20 of Devin Sarah as well. A couple of these drivers having to come up through the field again, but you are right. Up at the front, this is going to be very interesting because the 21 staying out is going to mix these guys up.
Yes, it is. I believe he came down last caution, but look at the 20 with the rebound all the way back up into the 12th position. Bico Chevrolet Bencera. And a couple of other guys making a really good bounce back. 45, Zach Calloway back here. And that Chevrolet has been making a good systematic approach to try and get back up towards the front. So good on him. Right behind him, though, is going to be that 91 of Bosnich. And getting ready to have the pace car bring it down to the safety of the pit lane. Scott Smith going to have control of the field in that number 1 Toyota. And green flag back out to the air. A little bit of an accordion effect on the bottom lane.
Yeah, it really was. Top lane as well.
Yeah, just perfect for that 21 to get a little bit of an advantage on the older tires. 89, John Kennedy going to take over second place. And 36 stuck on the high side with the 24 with the nose in there, working their way off too.
Yeah, 24 trying to stay down here on the bottom, and as he goes inside the 36, the 36 trying to hang up top was almost about to go to the outside of the 89, but it wasn't working for him. As back here, I'm watching this battle, the 98, the 01 side by side, the 7 trying to insert himself into that battle as well. This is all for 6 on back. The 30 of Brad Cross diving on to the inside of the 36 of Clyde Hester up front. Ooh, 89 and 21, 24, 3 wide up front.
Trying to be Young's going to back out. Very smart of him to do that. 21 is going to be a little bit slower here. The 01 of Mogard, though, on the outside of that 7. 7 did get past the 98 there. 01 in that maxed out Motorsports Chevrolet. Mogard making his way up from 30th qualifying position.
Look at this 2x2 action.
Yeah, oh, 3 wide.
Yep.
36, 21, 89. 89 is going to get clear, but it's still going to be 3 wide. 24 is going to push it up there. Hester backs out. 21 pushing up. Scott Smith going to bring it back down to the bottom lane. Going to put the block on Hester.
Yeah, has to. Really can't go 3 wide here at this track. Really pushing your luck, maybe on the straightaways, but even then, you're going to have to go back into the corner and figure it out there. The 24 trying to go to the high side. The 21 really is in the middle of 2 lanes right now. He's not all the way on the bottom, and he's not in the middle at all. So really interesting line by the 21 of Scott Smith. I think he's just trying to hang on, trying to get everyone else's tires to fade a little bit before he starts battling here, but it's holding up this entire front of the field.
And there goes Ty Hester to his inside. Here comes the 30 of Brad Cross underneath the 24. Alan Young stuck up there on the high side behind the 21. 21 now shuffled up to the high side. Here comes Justin Vaughn on the bottom. Oh, this is getting too tight and too close for comfort. Mogard just about hits the 24, about turns the 7, 3 wide, back down the back stretch.
Yeah, that 21 really causing problems now. These guys are much faster and have much better tires here. The 24, though, I feel bad for him. He is getting hung out to dry. He cannot find a way around this 21. As soon as Scott decided to go to the top lane, the 24 hasn't found a way to get around him. The 98 going to follow that 01 through the 31. Due to the scene, Zach Coyer trying to make his way up through the field here. The 56 of Chad Finley, look him down on the bottom. He's been up front tonight. He wants to make his way back there.
Yeah, bringing the 44 back with him in the 70 of Jonathan Holstein, one of the LAC Sport drivers back there. It's just a cluster right now. Everything revolving around that 21, 31, Zach Coyer Chevrolet trying to make his way around him. Got FireMarshalBills.com on that truck.
Yeah, it almost looks like a fast-paced restart here. These guys like they're double file for as far as the eye can see right behind this battle. 56 trying to wait his time, but
Ooh.
it's not working. These guys just want to get by.
New leader Ty Hester back out to the front, bringing Brad Cross with him. 89 John Kennedy getting left on that high side. Cross pushing up the track, gonna lose that momentum he had. Give the second position back to the 89 as we're gonna go back here to the 21 and the 56 yet again. Chad Finley working his way underneath Scott Smith. Alan Young finally out from behind at 21. I think Mogar just kissed the wall in front of him.
Yeah, just slightly. You're right. 21 still trying to hang up top. The 70 is now his turn. Jonathan Holstein dive down there on the bottom. 44, Michael Atkins Jr. will try and follow him through, and it's just a whole stack of cars just trying to get by this one driver.
We're about 4 trucks from sensory overload here, folks. 41, Tim Knott at 21 as well. And Mingus, and I believe that is Lee Staples back there in at 64, as well as Mitch Brown next to try and get around that 21. Mitch loves that high side. Can get to the high side of Mingus. Great run, but he's going to get stuck behind that 21. So Kevin Mingus in at 94 should be able to keep that spot. 70 in the wall. Holstein. I think Mitch might have hit him a little bit, but wow. I can't believe that wasn't bigger than it was.
Yeah, talk about a wall ride, man. He could not get off. It was almost like it was completely stuck in there, but he's finally gone again. Down on the bottom here, almost held up a couple drivers as well. But we're going to go back to the front here. Looks like the 89 has a battle going on with the 30 of Brad Cross for second position here.
Yeah, most everybody's starting to run that high lane, and you can definitely see it paying off for the 89 and 30. The 30 has a good run coming off of turn number 4 of the maxed out motorsports machine.
Want to highlight a few drivers out back here. The 42 of Jim Foose and the 91 of Zachary Bosnich. Both of these drivers trying to recover from what's happened to them. The 91 goes into the 42. 42 into the wall. Not able to bring out the caution there.
Yeah, points leader. Big trouble right now. Now, he doesn't have a win on the season right yet, though. He's still, it's still young in the season, but that could, anything in any race could mean major playoff implications for any of these drivers without a win.
Yeah, it was actually well done by the 42. The 91 definitely moved on up, and the 42 really had nowhere to go. Brushed the wall there. Good save. No caution. And we have 32 laps to go right now. Ty Hester still out front.
Yeah, 30 with major problems as well. It looks like he pancaked the right side of that truck.
48 is Mitch Brown having connection issues. Fading out back through the field.
Yeah, he's going to try to stay out of the way of everybody and ride that 8.
Oh, 98,
very smart.
30 into the wall. Ooh, the 98 of Sam Maxwell just diving into the corner.
Looking for it.
Oh, that was the 48, I believe. 48 of Mitch Brown. Just mentioned his connection issues. It seemed that truck did not want to turn. Or turn too much, I might say.
Oh, no. He went out into the grass and kind of did a little bit of an ollie and locked him up, trying to prevent from going back out onto the racing surface. So big troubles for the Tide ride yet again here tonight.
We had a lot of incidents throughout that green flag run. It's about time that caution came out. A lot of these drivers probably begging for it because a couple of them have to repair some of this damage. But right now, the fuel window should be open. When we go back to green, they will be able to make it from there. So this might be the money stop here.
Yeah, Ty Hester leaned him down the pit lane to come to the attention of their virtual pit crews. Got to be perfect on this stop.
Oh, Tom Giannini staying out.
Now, he's really got nothing to lose. Been mired back in traffic and gotten to an incident earlier on. 46, Robbie Bassin's going to be your lucky dog. Going to put 27 back onto the lead lap. We're going to be watching pit exit for the race off of pit road.
Yeah, 78 staying out as well. While these guys go into the pits,
Here we go.
finish their pit stops.
Ooh,
Oh, three wide on the pit exit.
Kennedy, Hester, Vaughn. I lost it after that.
Yeah, that was crazy. 01 of Jared Mogard came out after 98 Sam Maxwell as well. That was an impressive race for those top 3 positions out of pit lane. And while these guys get sorted throughout the field, we'll keep an eye at the front. The 33, Tom Giannini, the 78 of Stephen Trumley. Those two have stayed out. They cannot make it on fuel from here. They're going to have to pit at least one more time before they finish this race. We'll keep an eye on them. As that happens, I do want to get you guys caught up on a race summary here. Our current leader is Tom Giannini, but it's because he has stayed out. This will be his first lap led right now, actually crossing the line. We've completed 56 laps so far out of the scheduled 84. 9 lead changes, 5 cautions for 19 laps.
Yeah, that's 78's definitely hoping Brown can do something for him. See if they can deliver gas while he's mid-race here. But yeah, Giannini and Trombley. I mean, Trombley, we haven't called his name all race. He was sitting there in the back of the pack, just riding around. So, going to be interesting to see how much longer these guys can stay out here. Judging by the last green flag wave on lap 41. So we're looking at 15 laps on this tank of fuel. So they're only going to be able to run another 15. Going to put them at about lap 73.
Yeah, I'm really surprised by this because they really need to hope to be competitive and to hold those positions. They need to hope that the caution doesn't come out for another, like you said, 15 or so laps. They need to be right on the edge of their window for these drivers to come back down again. If a caution comes back out in about 2 laps, it's just not going to happen. And you see them.
And here they come.
Here they come in.
Oh, Trombley is. I don't know. Trombley didn't want to make his mind up, but he finally did, and bring that US Tundra down to pit lane behind the Best Buy 33 of Giannini.
Yeah, I don't know what Trumley was doing, but the 33, I think he just wanted to lead lap, and he did, got that point. But Stephen Trumley behind him, deciding to come in anyway. But yeah, like I was saying, they would have to hope that these guys had a caution after about 10 laps, but before they pitted to earn all of these positions, and it just wasn't. I don't think it was ever going to work for them. So I think it was a good decision for these guys to bring it back in, and a couple of drivers topping off as well. The 91, the 30 of Brad Crossan. A couple of these drivers trying to make their way back up through the field here with a full tank of fuel.
Getting down to showtime here. Pretty just under 30 to go, so definitely going to be looking for a good run here out of the front runners. I know they want to see this go green to the end, but with how things have been going tonight, I don't see that happening. I'm seeing probably about 10 to go. We see another caution.
Yeah, you're right.
Pace car is out. John Kennedy down and away. Green flag back up into the air. A good jump, but Ty Hester was ready for it. And so was Justin Vaughn. They're heading down into turn 1.
Yeah, Jared Mogard making some moves as well. This top 4. Bumper to bumper. Oh, 36 gives the 89 a little knock in the middle.
Yeah, Hester's known to use that chrome horn on more than one occasion out of the all the series that they've run here. Justin Vaughn, though, underneath at 36, trying to bring that 3M Chevrolet to the point. Not going to be able to get under the 89, though. Going to take over second position from Hester. Mogar hungry as well. He might be able to take that third place away. Trying to work the high line. Going to let Sam Maxwell in the 98 get underneath him.
Yeah, while this is happening, I do want to comment real quick. The 33 and 78 have brought their trucks back in. I'm not quite sure what's going on with them. We'll cover that in just a little bit, but you're right. The 36 going to take that second position from the 7, the 98 with a good run as well.
Ooh. Yeah, big cut on the nose there for the 7 in front of Maxwell there. Justin Vaughn. Whoa, again for Ty Hester. This is getting racy, folks. comes Hester, looking to the bottom of Kennedy. And it normally takes him about 3 or 4 laps to get back around that 98. So here we go. Going to put the 98, John Kennedy, to the outside. And Hester, new leader.
We've got the 89 and the 98 side by side. The numbers can be a little confusing here. Oh, that was close for the 7 and 89. 36 as well. 98 going to go to the bottom, passing 89. Up top, oh, 98 almost getting sideways there for a moment. Sam Maxwell having to hold on to that truck.
See, the good thing about the 89, his rear view mirror is full of his teammate in the 01, both drivers from Maxed Out Motorsports. Mogart, though, got that 5th place on lock.
Yeah, really, these top 5 have got about a half a second separation from the rest of the field here. Oh, 89 to the wall.
Oh no, Kennedy, big wobble out of that coming off the wall as well. Scrubbing off a ton of speed. Going to lose that 4th position to his teammate. And, got Chad Finley licking his chops back there in that 56.
Yeah, going to highlight the 41 of Tim Knott. Haven't mentioned him much this race. The 31, got Collier down on the bottom. This is for 7th position on the track here. 56 you just mentioned, trying to get by the 89 who's had those issues into the wall before.
Ooh,
41. Yeah, making a move
the
towards the middle, trying to get by the 31 as well as the 89. Did not want to get stuck on the outside by the 89 of John Kennedy. A smart move by him. Him not into the 6th position.
Yeah, TNT Racing entry right there. Got Century 21 on the hood for Mike Bowden on that 41 machine. Ooh, a little close to that 56 though, coming off the turn.
Yeah, these guys have been getting very close to each other in the corners here and throughout the backstretch. That's really where a lot of this trouble has happened. Going up and hit the wall with the 56, able to hang there on the outside, almost going down to the bottom. Can't always expect that 41 to go down to the apron. A couple of drivers decide to, though. Still side by side for 5th.
And look how much that has hurt John Kennedy by slapping the wall there. Just a little tank slapper. He's all the way back, about to fall out of the top 10 as Pete Baskins goes around him in that number 3 Under Armour Chevrolet, if he can keep up the apron.
Yeah, he scraped the apron a little bit there, but he's doing a good job. Pete Baskins qualified 5th, and is just now into the top 10, trying to recover from throughout this race.
Yeah, 89 thought the was going to apron in the on the front stretch, and they just about collided there, just past the start-finish line. But right now, Ty Hester, your leader, got about a 5 truck length advantage over the 7 of Justin Vaughn. Sam Maxwell trying to chase both of them down, still within 0.5 of a second of each other on the racing surface. Scratch that, make that 0.6 of a second. You got about another 0.6 back to Jared Mogart in 4th, and Tim Knott making his first appearance in the top 5 tonight. That's your top 5, working lap 68 of 84. We're closing in on 10 laps to go.
Yeah, I do want to mention while these guys are just getting settled in to run a nice green flag run here, the 33 and 78 I mentioned early on, those two stayed out during that caution and brought it in. Turns out they brought it in too late. Closed pits, and both of them received black flags that they had to serve on the first lap of the restart.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah, that really hurt them, but I just don't think they're going to be able to recover from that. But they are still trying here, still running, still trying to recover the 31. Battling with the 24 of Alan Young, who we've covered throughout this race. Trying to power through and...
oh, he's pushing up pretty hard.
Definitely.
Oh, he's in the wall.
Yeah, you could almost see that coming from a mile away. You start pushing up in that corner and don't let off enough to catch it. It's going to go right there into the wall. That was a pretty heavy rub there as the 44 is going to come to the outside. Michael Atkins Jr. trying to make his way up into the top 10 right now. He qualified 3rd on the night. Michael not having the night he wanted, into 11th position right now.
And I believe leaders are starting to catch the lap cars. 36 catching the 78 of Stephen Tromley on the track. Justin Vaughn closing the gap, though, in second.
Yeah, neither of these drivers up front. Neither of these drivers have gotten a win on the season. So both Justin Vaughn and Ty Hester really hungry for their first win. See what they can do. Ty Hester really trying to hang on right now. They won't catch another car for a little bit ahead of them, a couple seconds ahead of them. So for now, they're just trying to make their way across the line. 12 laps to go.
And you talk about people recovering. Speaking of those, we have a little bit of a grouping of them back here. You got the 4691 who's tearing down the fence as I turn the camera on him. 30 and the 20 and the 42, all trying to recover from earlier incidents. Just back here, trying to complete as many laps as they possibly can here. 11 to go when they hit the stripe.
Yeah, I've documented throughout the night a couple of drivers having issues under green and a caution not coming out for them. So we do have a lot of damaged trucks here, but not enough cautions to match those. So a lot of drivers running with heavily damaged trucks, not able to bring it in under green, and just being a little slow there on the back end.
And definitely been one of the more quote-unquote interesting races on the season. With all the hardware issues, connection issues, and the freakish number of cautions we've had, because I believe we've had more cautions tonight than we've had the entire season.
Yeah,
we've been to Martinsville and
right.
Richmond.
Yeah, really, with the exception of maybe Martinsville. This has been they've brought out cautions, but like I said, if they would bring out every caution for every wrecked truck here tonight, it would have been, every lap would have been cautioned, because we have so many damaged trucks here throughout the field. Even if it's just a tail slap, we do have a lot of drivers that have been struggling. In the 56, battling up top. 64, Lee Staples trying to move up through the field here. He's right around where he qualified, so trying to come back towards the end here, gain some spots. Gonna make that pass look easy on the 56. Chad Finley again qualified just the same, right around Lee Staples, and these guys having solid nights here in the back end of the top 10.
Yeah, that's 64 Staples CAD Tech. I believe that is a Chevrolet. I can't see behind my paper over here, but having a great run for that LA Simsport team. His teammate in the 70 of Holstein had a little bit of a run-in with the wall earlier, but Staples right now, him and Alan Young only separated by one, or actually they're running 6th and 7th. Those are both teammates right there battling, as we see the 44 going on underneath the 56 now. Michael Atkins Jr. is coming alive for J. Foose Motorsports.
Yeah, really starting to pile up on the 56. Chad Finley losing some spots here now. Michael going to make that pass look relatively easy, but the 3, though, trying to challenge him as well. Pete Baskins, and again, he scrapes that apron there through the corner, which is it's a little interesting line there. I see it goes too low, but is able to hang in there.
Big trouble for third place. Sam Maxwell in the wall in 1 and 2. Took it a little bit too hot into those two corners. Gonna have Mogard, the 01, pass him. And actually, we have a new leader. Justin Vaughn's got around Ty Hester, as Hester got into the wall as well.
And that wall's been making these guys crazy this race, and you think Kansas, you wouldn't really think of a lot of stripes there on the trucks, but it's happening tonight, and we've got 5 laps to go.
Yeah, 5 to go. What the best time possible to hit the wall for that 36, I must tell you, because that was just odd, because I was watching the 98, and the next thing I know, I see the 7 by the 36. So Hester gonna try to hold off a hard charging Mogard, as he's done lost another 2/10 on that last lap. Justin Vaughn, though, out front Or
Yeah, his
bad.
best bet is to hope Justin copies him a little bit because next flag will end this race here tonight. And so he's hoping if it could just either stay green so he can catch Justin, but he's really struggling with that truck that hit the wall. And here comes the 01 of Jared Mogard. This is for position among lap down cars. 01, Jared trying to move up the field. Oh, he's going to hit him in the back.
Good block. Big block for the 36.
A massive block. You are right. And Jared Mogard, worth mentioning. Oh, hits him a little bit on the exit of the corner. He's hoping that this truck moves out of the way. The 80 goes top. 3 wide, thinking about it. 80. Ooh, 80 to the top. He's fading the
crossover.
01. Yeah, the 01 just did not have the speed there to hold it on the bottom. And the 98 making his way back into the picture here. All this for second position. Oh, that 80 is making me nervous. He's a lap down.
Good Lord, 2 to go. Justin Vaughn out front, but this is the battle right here. Mogard fighting back to the inside of Sam Maxwell. Going to stick him to the high side. That is going to be the preferred line here. Ty Hester trying to fight off both of them. Mogard pushing up. Sam coming down to the bottom of the track, trying to cross over. White flag in the air for Justin Vaughn. One more lap around Kansas.
Doing a great job to hang on there. The 01 had it on the 36, just drifted up into the middle of the corner, and that brought in the 98. And look who's here, the 41 of Tim Knott. Man, the 01 had to run off that corner.
Yeah.
Came all the way down past him on the backstretch, but then the 01 hold it off the corner. The 91,
Coming
98.
off of our number 4, Justin
Ooh.
Vaughn.
Oh,
Gonna
one
take
at
the
wall,
checker
one at
flag.
the wall.
Justin Vaughn, we're here tonight. Major wreck behind him.
Oh, man, and back up into him. You're right. Oh, that was a crazy ending. The 41 of Tim Knott watching the 01, Jared Mogard. Just as they cross the line, Tim Knott gets caught up by the 01. That was crazy.
Well, the good thing is that they crossed the start-finish line right as
The
it happened.
01 came across the line backwards, right in front of the 41 coming across naturally. But an impressive win nonetheless. Justin Vaughn in the 7 truck, bringing it on home. Doing a great job.
Yeah, going to be his first win on the season. Definitely going to help him. He was 14th in the standings coming into the race. Going to come home with the checker flag for Basket Vaughn Motorsports. Going to burn him down on the front stretch.
A great job by the 7 to hang in there. And again, that isn't necessarily unexpected for Ty Hester to hit the wall there. A couple of drivers have done it already throughout the night, but the timing of it was just absolutely terrible because it just did not give him enough time to get back up and get to Justin. And luckily for Ty, he was able to hang in there for the second position. But man, Justin Vaughn doing a great job to get by him.
All right, here are your unofficial results for the LA Cinesport 125 here at the Kansas Motor Speedway. Justin Vaughn, your winner on the night. Ty Hester going to come home in second. Third, Sam Maxwell in that 98 truck. The 01 of Jared Mogard sideways across the line in fourth. And Tim Knott fighting his way all the way back up to the 5th position. Alan Young in 6th. You got Lee Staples 7th. Michael Atkins Jr. 8th. Kevin Mingus in 9th. And Pete Baskins rounding out your top 10. Scott Smith in 11th. Chad Finley 12th. Zachary Bosnich in 13th. Brad Cross 14th. John Kennedy 15th. Devin Serra going to come home in the 16th position. Our pole sitter on the night 17th. Dan Matthews 18th is Robbie Baskins. Jim Foose 19th. And Brian Crispin going to round out your top 20. Scott Holler in 21st, the last truck on the lead lap. And Tom Giannini, 22nd, 1 lap down. Justin Brown in 23rd, 2 laps down. Stephen Trombley in 24th, 25th. Jonathan Holstein, Zach Collier in 26th. Jacob Cochran, 27th, 28th. Nick Kaufman, Chris Titus, 29th. And Mitch Brown back in the 30th position. 31st with Zach Calloway, Andy Diablo in 32nd. 33rd, Thomas Wagner, Jordan Harnish, and Danny Rogers going to round out your field on the night.
Yeah, it was a pretty crazy night for the back end of the field. We had a lot of drivers with connection and or hardware issues. It just seemed like the back end of the field couldn't do anything to help them with their issues. But either way, they can come back next week and try to attack the racetrack at Charlotte. There's another night race. Excited for that one. But again, Justin Vaughn doing a great job. Unfortunately, none of these drivers have been able to make it to the booth yet. We're going to give them just a little bit of time, but in the meantime, Sam Maxwell, you have to give it to him. He hit the wall maybe even a little harder than the 36, at least it seemed to me, and he was able to bring it back up into third. It was very well done by Sam there.
Yeah, great race by the whole front of the field at the end of that race. A lot of give and take, a lot of people smacking the wall. But in the end, it was Justin Vaughn who prevailed off of a mistake from Ty Hester late in the race, just at 5 laps to go, caused Hester the win, but he still came home in second position. Gonna have a good points day on that, as a lot of our front runners did have a lot of issues. I mean, the whole top 5 finished in the back half of the field, so or actually top
Yeah, I can.
6.
If you look, top 5, the guy furthest up on qualifying is Ty Hester in 7th. Beyond that, they don't have any qualifying in the top 20. So it was an impressive night for these drivers coming up through the field. And again, Jared Mogard qualified 30th, able to bring it on through. I mean, it was quite impressive.
All right, we're yeah, just a good race from Kansas here tonight. I believe we do have one driver to bring in for an interview right quick. Hopefully the other 2 of the top 3 come in, but we do have our second place finisher, making sure that our guys get them mic'd up pretty good. You got them?
We do. We do have Ty Hester in the 36 truck here tonight. Ty, you got us?
Yes, ma'am. Sure do.
Fantastic. We'll talk about your race. That was interesting for you. Throughout the night, it seemed you qualified up there in 7th and able to bring it on home in 2nd. Talk about that race a little bit.
Racing up front was awesome with the 89 and the 91, the 3 at one point. But yeah, no, the race went awesome. Like you said, qualified 7th and worked my way up, up to the front. Led, I think, 32 laps, the most on the night. And I just there at the end, we didn't run an actual full fuel run. Or close to 30, 31 laps, and we did there at the end. And I didn't expect my truck to fall off, but as you could tell, I was up, half second on the 7, and then coming out of 4 to one time, it just didn't turn. So I had to back way down, which I didn't expect. But I'm happy with second, leading the most laps. You haven't talked about me much, in the beginning of the year rather, but it's good to have a second.
Yeah, I hear you. This is actually your first top 5 of the season. So that's really good to see from you, able to bring it on home in 2nd. And again, like you said, led the most laps tonight here with 32 laps led. Very well done, and you had some pretty good pit stops as well, able to hang in there in the top 5. Is there anyone you want to thank or give a shout out to?
Definitely want to thank Hitachi is actually my employer. I work for them in real life, and my team owned by myself, and my teammate Jordan, which his engine expired early, and you guys for putting on the broadcast. I hope we did a good job, and it was exciting up front.
It was very exciting. And again, congrats once more for that 2nd place finish. And we wish you the best of luck next week at Charlotte.
You too. You guys have a good night.
Fantastic. And again, that was an impressive run from the 36. Really unfortunate what happened to him towards the end there. But again, able to hang on. And Wes, unfortunately, we do not have any other drivers coming in for interviews. Shout out to the 7 of Justin Vaughn, bringing it on home in 1st, and the 98 of Sam Maxwell, not here for an interview as well, but finishing in 3rd, the last truck on the podium.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get around to them tonight. But I mean, what can we say that it hasn't already been said? I mean, this was a Good race, minus one or two of those yellow handkerchiefs flying over the speedways, but all in all, it was a good race all around. Good battling up front and through mid pack, as always, with the Sam Maxwell Customs ASRS Truck Series. But I think that's pretty much going to do it for us tonight. So for Katie Reed, myself, Weston MS, and Cafe Hole producing tonight. One last time, I want to apologize for all the YouTube issues with their servers. Thanks, YouTube. I'd like to thank y'all for watching, and we will see y'all next week at Charlotte.